Selfie with the Alfie. Happy day 5 of Vlogmas. Good morning, welcome to day 5. So I put gingerbread men on my nails because it's definitely gingerbread all the time today. I have a cute little gingerbread shirt on and some gingerbread pants, and I couldn't find my gingerbread socks. Darn, but I had gingerbread earrings, woohoo, and just a ring that's kind of gingerbread-ish. Let me back up so you can see the whole thing, and then I'm gonna get my breakfast eaten, and the kids will be here in a little bit. I'm here early enough that I can do a few things before they get here. All right, let me show you a close-up of my leggings. These are the ones that I ordered from Amazon over the weekend. All right, let me show you my beautiful tree. It's a little, the ornaments are a little lopsided because I let the kids put them on wherever they wanted. Oh, something else I added. It's like a Scentsy, but it's a Walmart brand, and I got it last year and never used it. So I thought I would break it out this year, and I'm not gonna put a candle wax in it because we're not really supposed to burn things in our rooms right now because of asthma kids, but I thought I could at least have the light part on because it's really cute. All right, and here's my tree in all of its pineapple-y glory. And it's a little lopsided ornament-wise and kind of listing a little. But I found my tree skirt, yay! Found it in the garage. I knew it was somewhere. This thing has been one of the best things I've added to my classroom. Who would not want to read in a gingerbread house? Oh my goodness, how cute. My students love the Christmas tree light that we have for our reading time. So fun. To get my flat gingy stuff copied so we can get working on it today so they can take them home and have adventures. So I'm off to the copy machine. Good afternoon. My kids are at lunch and I wanted to show you the project that we made. This is flat gingy. I showed this before that I was going to make it. They made them today. And I've had them already pack. Otherwise I would show them to you, but I can show them to you later when they bring them back with their adventures because they all took home this note. And they're gonna put it in this book when they come back. I have a binder. And they took this note home. Girls took a girl note, boys took a boy note. They're due on Monday. It's like Flat Stanley where you take it home and you have an adventure and you take pictures of your adventure or draw pictures of it on that paper. And then you write what you did and you bring it back and share. So the kids are very excited that they get to do that. We also played the gingerbread strategy game today, and I didn't get to film that because it was just so busy today. So I didn't have planned time today because we had music practice. So this is my first break all day long. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a little grinchy right now, kind of grouchy. I'm like, I needed some alone time. So I'm kind of glad that I can just kind of hole up in my room for a little bit because we have the program this afternoon too. So nothing normal for the rest of the day. This is my breakfast. Yes, it is now 12:15 and I'm just now eating my breakfast. So didn't get a chance to eat it this morning. I did heat it up before school started. Never got a chance to eat it. Didn't get a chance to eat it when the kids had snack because they were doing their strategy game and I was going around kind of helping with that because some of them weren't exactly sure how to play it. We've only played it one other time. And so my class last year had played it lots of times by now, but this one not so much, just because I feel like we don't have a lot of time to do it. So I did not do a math lesson today because we had the music practice, and then I had filmed a little bit of it so I could show them what my viewpoint was of them, which was good because they didn't realize what they look like. Because I've been telling them, whatever you do up there, everyone can see. And they didn't really understand. I think they thought if they were in the back, no one could see what they're doing, but you can. You can see everything that is going on the risers. So I showed them a little bit of what was going on. And there was a student from another class that was like hunched over down the floor tying his shoe for a huge chunk of time. And I said, what'd you think about that, guys? Did that look good? And they're like, no. I said, did that not look good at all? And they're like, no. I said, yeah. So if your shoe's untied, just leave it untied until the end. If you drop something, which you shouldn't have anything to drop. I had a girl that had a hair thing and she dropped it. And in the middle of a song, she went down the risers and picked it up. And I'm like, just leave it. It's fine. I had someone trying to do their hair during the songs. I'm like, no, you're just going to sing. Just sing, okay? Sing and be really quiet when it's not time to sing. Oh my goodness, it's like they don't realize that you can see everything. Well, now hopefully they do because I showed them the video. And also, I showed a video that our leadership team made. So we have like, I don't know, like representatives, I guess, from each classroom. We have like a little group of 5 from each classroom that meet once a week to talk about problem solving and how to be the best student you can be and things like that. And they're kind of like the kids that you can go to if you have a problem. They're like kind of like student moderators. So they have like special meetings that they go to train for this. And there was a little video that whole group had made for 2nd grade, and we were all supposed to watch it on Monday. Oops. It's Wednesday. We watched it today, thank goodness. So yeah, it took me a while, but I was having trouble getting the video to play, but I finally got that to play, so we took the time for that. So I did not do a math lesson today. But honestly, our math lesson is 4.9, solve problems involving 2-digit addition using the strategy draw a diagram. In my opinion, that feels like going backwards. Like we've already learned how to draw it out with blocks, like the place value blocks, base 10. And we've learned standard algorithm. So I feel like going back and drawing a diagram is like going backwards, but that's okay. So I'll do that lesson Monday. Yeah. Because tomorrow is iReady testing during that time. So we won't be doing that. We did iReady math today. And I thought after the music practice and then going over the video and going over the other video and then having iReady math, I'm like, they need a break. So I let them have chat time after that. And no, I let them have chat time before that actually. And then we had snack and I let them play the strategy game while they ate snack. And then they got to make their flat gingy for the rest of the time till it's time for lunch. And I kept telling them, okay, you need to get it done really fast. You know, you have plenty of time. So, you know, don't like cut really crazy or anything, but just don't goof around. Like you have no goof around time at all. Like you only have until lunch and that's it. There's no other time to work on it at all because we need to be packed. Because when we come back from recess, it'll be close to 1 and our program is at 2. Well, we need to be ready to line up at 1:45 and they need to be packed before that because after the program, we go home. It's dismissal time after that. So they packed their flat gingy, they packed their note, and they packed the paper they're supposed to write their adventure on. So I told them what they need to do with that. I'm going to send home the Scholastic book order tomorrow, and it'll be due on Monday because I want there to be plenty of time to get the orders before Christmas break. Scholastic is not very far from me. It's like an hour away from here, maybe 45 minutes. And yeah, it's taking them like 7 to 10 days to get our orders to us anymore. It used to be like 3 days and it would be here. It's taking a lot longer now. So I'm not sure, they must have changed the way they distribute the books or something. I don't know. So I want there to be plenty of time so we don't have anybody getting something after Christmas. That would stink. Yeah, so we get out the 21st at 12:20. So we have like not quite 2 full weeks left. I need to do F&P testing. I need to give a math test. I need to give a reading test, but that's about it. We don't have a ton of tests in 2nd grade. In 1st grade, we had a bajillion tests, I feel like. And so in 2nd grade, there aren't that many, but they're a little more involved, I think. Plus, I need to have the kids do their book project for their AR goal. And I have a couple that have reached 100% of their quiz goal, but they need to make a book project. So they'll be working on that next week. So I'm not sure what they want to do for that, but they'll get to pick from a list of things and they come up with what they want to do. So out of the choices. So I'll give them the choices and they can decide what to do next week since they don't need to be reading for their percentage. They're just reading for fun, which you really should do anyway. But anyway, I'm going to eat my food and then in about 6 minutes, I'm going to go get my kids and take them to recess. And it's outside today. Yay. Because the high today is 45 and it's already like 41 out. So they'll get to go outside. So they're excited. Yay. And they have their coats already. So we don't have to come back up. All right. I'll try to catch back up with you later. Hello. It's later. much later. Oh my goodness. It is 7:54 p.m. So welcome back. My goodness. So since I saw you last, a lot of things have happened, but mostly just time has passed. I was able to put all of that stack of things off my counter on the walls in the hallway right outside my door. So I will be sure to film that tomorrow so you can see all the awesome things that the kids have made. I also put something on my classroom door. Hint, hint, gingerbready goodness. I'll show you that tomorrow as well. I don't think I ever showed you the desk right outside my room that has a new tablescape on it, whatever you want to call it. So I'll show you that too. This is my robe if you're wondering what this blob is. It's not a cat. There was a cat here until I went upstairs and then they left. They do that. They move. It's crazy. Anyway, we did the music program. I wish I could show it to you, but the music's copyrighted and I can't show the kids. So basically, you'd be looking at their feet with no sound. So how fun would that be? Yeah, but just suffice it to say it's really cute. The program is called Holiday Windows and it just talks about different things for Christmas. One of the songs is, it talks about going to Hawaii and Jamaica. It's so cute because they do these little actions. I wish I could show it to you. So we came, oh my gosh, I got to tell you this weird story. So this morning, Caitlin texted me and said, hey mom, I'm learning how to run a chainsaw today. I'm like, oh, great, life skills. Because she takes, you know, kind of like technical college classes. She takes a gardening class and a landscaping class. So for the landscaping class, she has learned to use all kinds of equipment, like big things and smaller things. I'm like, cool. And she goes, and I have a surprise for you. And I'm like, oh, and I'm thinking in my head, she's cut off a finger or something. You know, that's not a good surprise. So she comes to pick me up after school. I get in the car. She goes, you want to see the surprise? And I went, is it good? And she's like, yeah, it's really cute. I'm like, okay. So she pulls out this condiment cup with a lid. She goes, it's a baby mouse. And I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm thinking she's pulling my leg. It's like a fuzzy or something. No, seriously, it was a baby mouse. The baby mouse was like, seriously, that big. That big. I went, okay, all of these questions are popping in my head. So the last time she told me she had a surprise was in the morning. I'm going, if this was the surprise, has she had this baby mouse all day at school? Yes. Yes, she did. She took it with her to all of her classes. I'm like, oh my gosh, what'd you do? Stuff it in your backpack or something? It had like breathing holes in the top, but still, the little thing was shaking and scratching. And I'm like, the poor thing is freezing or something, or scared to death, one of the two, or both. Plus, I said, honey, you realize that mice and other rodents like carry like creatures on them, like lice, mites, you know, all kinds of grody things. She's like, no, this one doesn't have that. I'm like, really? I said, how'd you come by this lovely little creature? I said, did you find it at school? I mean, obviously you found it at technical school. Was it in the cafeteria? She goes, close. And I went, really? And she goes, it was in the culinary arts room. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh. So they found it in the closet, which is probably like the pantry for them, I would think. It was in the closet of the culinary arts room at the technical college. A student in that class found it, put it in a condiment cup, and took it on the bus to go back to her school. On this bus, she said, hey, Caitlin, you want a mouse? And Caitlin's like, sure. She's like, Mom, can we keep it? I went, no. Are you kidding? She's like, why? I said, that would make a great snack for our cats at home. And she's like, no, I'd keep it in my room. They don't go in there. I'm like, yeah, they do. She's like, well, only if someone opens the door. I'm like, yeah, that happens at least twice a day. I'm like, what? Oh, darling, I love that you love animals, but you got to think beyond the moment, honey. How does one even feed a baby mouse? Where do you get mouse milk? Which I was telling my husband this story and our minds both went to the same place. So if you have watched The Simpsons, you'll probably know what I'm talking about, and you might not have already gone there in your mind. Do you remember the old episode, like one of the first few seasons of Simpsons, like 20-some years ago, where they were milking rats in the back room of the cafeteria? That's where my mind went when I said mouse milk. Yep, it did. And she goes, well, you can give it kitten milk. I'm like, how? Its mouth is like that big. Like, what? I said, how are you going to achieve this, dear? I'm going to get, you know, a bottle and stuff. And I said, you're at school all day. And you know what it's like to raise a baby kitty. You have to feed them like every 2 hours. You can't do that if you're at school all day. And she's like, well, then she decided she has a friend that has pet mice and she could just give it to her. Well, couldn't get hold of the friend. And she's like, crap, now what do I do? And I'm like,
I got nothing. I don't know. Like, I don't feel like we can take it home because it would be like seriously a little tiny little toy and a snack for our cats if they ever got a hold of it, poor thing. And we don't have anything to feed it. And the poor thing's probably scared to pieces. So she was planning to visit a friend after school, so she took me home. And then she's like, okay, what am I going to do with this thing? I'm like, you're going to have to take it with you. Like, you can't leave it here. I can't do anything with it. And it might have a fighting chance if you can get it to your friend that has the mice. So I don't know what has happened in the saga of the baby mouse, but I fear that it will not end well. It will not end well for the baby mouse at all. So I will let you know the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say, when I get the rest of the story. So that's my random weird moment for today. So welcome to Vlogmas Day 5. It ended weird, yeah. I did not have plan time today because of music practice, which I mentioned probably the one time that I vlogged today when I was actually doing anything. I told you that we did our flat gingies and I sent them home with the kids. We did our music program. What else did we do? For today's act of kindness, when I cut the strip off the Santa beard, it was to find someone new to play with at recess. Now, it was worded like invite a new friend to play at recess, and they thought, oh, we get to invite somebody else to recess. No, no, no. I didn't mean pick someone from another class to come with you. It means to choose a new person that's already at recess with you to play with that you don't normally play with. And they're like, oh, I'm like, So I wanted to give them a heads up so they could think about it ahead of time. Now, tomorrow's supposed to be colder again, so we might have inside recess. So it might not be super fun anyway to do that. But they could do that another day. And then our Advent activity was 15 minutes of fun club, which is great because we're not going to get to have it otherwise. Because Friday is our fun club day and it's chock full of stuff. So we normally do it in the afternoon. But that's when the grandparent program is. So it's a good thing they're going to get to do it tomorrow because they wouldn't have gotten to do it this week otherwise. They're kind of excited about that. So after, I think I mentioned, after we take our iReady test, I'm going to let them walk around and deliver their kindness cards. And then we'll see what time it is. And I also want them to be able to use those drawing books that the elf left us. It's something like, I found them in my stuff when I was looking for Christmas decorations. I'm like, oh, I forgot I had these. I've never used them. Let's use this from the elf. Yeah. So it's like draw things using your hand, which, I mean, that sounds stupid because obviously you use your hand to draw. But no, it means like you trace parts of your hand and you make something out of that shape, which is really cool. So one of them is animals, and I don't remember the other one. I'll have to show you tomorrow. I laid them on the small group table so I would remember to let them do that. So I'll let them make a picture out of one of those things. Plus, I have a directed drawing I want to do with them. Hello, Mittens. Sometime in the next couple days. Because we're getting more behind the more the week goes on. Because I'm like, okay, I gotta not be at a frantic pace. Because if I get at a frantic pace, if I feel like it's a frantic pace, they're going to feel like it's a frantic pace. And they're going to behave accordingly. And I don't want to combust. We have to make it through another 2 full weeks of school after this. So we've got to pace ourselves a little bit. So we might not get to all the countries that I want to get to for Christmas around the world, or we might not get to go as much in depth in them as I wanted. So we'll just have to play it by ear as we go along. And before I go, I wanted to show you one of my very favorite people on YouTube. Her name is Teresa. I have talked about her before. Her YouTube name is Cha-Cha Cakes. And if you want to follow her on Instagram, she goes by Cha-Cha Cakes Nails. And I will link those 2 things below for you so you can check her out. She's a very sweet, wonderful, funny, caring, lovely woman that lives in Wisconsin. That's a 1st grade teacher. If you've watched my vlogs before, you've probably heard me say this before. But I just love watching her. I'm so behind on everybody because I'm just trying to keep my head above water, honestly, this year. So I'm not keeping up with other people very well. I'm barely keeping up with myself. So there's always break time to catch up with people. But she's doing Vlogmas as well. And I think her sister, which is Sarah at Home, is probably doing it too. I have to look. I'm sure she probably is. I really love watching her vlogs too. She has the 2 cutest kids in the world. And she and her husband are raising them right. So you should check her out too. I'll put her channel below. Anyway, I wanted to show you her Cha-Cha Cakes, Teresa, because she has Vlogmas Day 1 that I was just starting to watch. And she made some table decorations for a Christian women's luncheon, I believe, at her church. And I've said before, the things she can do with Dollar Tree materials is just, it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. I'm not that creative. I can take someone's idea and I can do it too, like copy them, or I can modify it just slightly. But to come up with the actual idea myself, you know, uniquely, not so much. So anyway, I want to show you her, and then I'm going to say goodnight for today. This is Teresa, Cha-Cha Cakes. She's awesome. If you haven't watched her vlogs, you're missing out. So check out her channel below, and you can follow her on Instagram as well.